bit color because you moved the light. Happy Wednesday.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
It's not popping as much as should be
That is
popping.
your grandma. You was your grandma. You was your
Happy
grandma.
Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. You are tuned in to Transitions, Life Lessons, and Legacy. And
Yes.
as the screen says, it is Robert Henderson Jr., certified tax planner,
Tell it. Tell it.
certified financial
Tell it,
planner,
daughter.
certified tax coach. So we're having technical difficulties and I am unable to update the name. So we'll both be Robert. You want to be Big Rob?
No, you be Big Rob. I'm Little Rob.
No, 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 no.
Nah, nah,
Like,
nah,
no,
nah,
no,
nah, nah.
no.
We know
You be
you.
the big kahuna.
Nah, nah, nah. I'm Little
Oh,
Rob. You Big
no.
Rob. Oh,
No,
no, no, no.
no. You be Big Rob. I'll just be the little kahuna.
How you guys doing? I'm Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I'm the founder, president, and CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, founded back in 1990. Okay, we're going pretty strong. I've been in the financial service business for over 30 years. My wonderful, beautiful, talented, smart daughter, Hyacinth Renee Henderson. Um,
You know, last time you said my middle name, somebody texted me and say, "Hey, Renee,"
yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, that's
since your
good.
daddy, and they said your daddy told you.
That's right. Hyacinth Renee Henderson.
Okay.
That's that RH. I had to get the R in there
Okay.
somewhere.
Finish introducing me, please.
Okay, all right. So Hyacinth, and matter of fact, you're doing a great job on our website. It looks
Thank you.
really good. I need you to check. Somebody sent the security.
Oh yes, yes, yes. The questionnaire, the online questionnaire,
Yeah,
which is
I need you
amazing.
to check that out also.
Yes.
So if you guys get a chance, go to www.thehenderson Financial Group, www.thehenderson Financial Group. We have a plethora of information there for you. You will really love it, and you'll learn a lot from it. Okay. Today we want to talk about showbiz. Life is showbiz. A lot of us are caught not having a goal, or we're drifting because we're watching TV, movies, and social media, and we're watching somebody else's life. But our life itself is the real thing. And a lot of people are having a lot of anxieties, feeling really bad and lonely. That's because they have lost themselves. And today we want to talk about your life itself is showbiz. Yes, we're all in showbiz, whether you know it or not. We're all in showbiz. So I want you to look at it metaphorically also. I don't know, I'm not saying that you're in Hollywood, but you are the actor, you're the producer, you are the director, you are the screenwriter, you all of that all in one. And however you set the stage and you play your role, and whatever role you want to play, no one can tell you not to play that role because you can't really fire yourself. So you make the choices, and the choices say which role you're going to play and how you're going to play it, even with your personality and your attitude. You pick those also because they're not just you. Mm-hmm. So I want you to think about that because you have hopefully a long life ahead of you, and you might as well start drilling in right now and getting in tune with that because for a lot of years, most of us have not. So today is the beginning of where you start recognizing, realizing that you are in showbiz. What do you say, Axel?
I love that. You can choose to be whoever you want to be
Yes.
at any given moment.
Yes.
You can switch it up at any given moment. And there's so much power in knowing that.
Yes.
Because a lot of people fall into the space of believing who they know themselves as to be the only way that they have to be. And you can literally wake up and make a decision and say, nah, I'm going to be this person tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm going to act this way, and I'm going to change my attitude. When you see someone
Mm-hmm.
says that, this is the way I am, and I'm sorry, y'all got to accept it. That's someone who don't really know themselves.
Now, let me say, this is very powerful because if you can wake up tomorrow and say, this is the person I'm going to be tomorrow, that's the easy part. For some people, it's not easy because for some people, they see that as being a sellout or changing because, society conditions you and tries to guilt you for changing, right? So first, you got to get past the first hurdle of feeling like, tomorrow I'm going to be this person. I'm going to wake up and be that person. So after you get past that step, I say that step is relatively easy to do.
Yes.
But I recognize that for some people, it's not that easy because they're held back by their conditioning, right?
Yeah, that's true. And I guess you can, take a cue from actors, and actresses, how they go into character. Denzel Washington that comes to mind, or Sam James Jr. That comes, Samuel Jackson comes to mind all the time about how they play these different characters and they play these roles and they really get into it. And then when it's over, hopefully they snap out of it. Some of them say it takes them a whole month or 6 months to come out of that character. But you get really deep into it. But we all have the capability of going into character and playing the role.
You know what? Using that same example of Denzel Washington or actors going into character. So using the tying that into me saying, "Hey, you you get to choose who you want to be," right? So that's the easy part. You get to say, "Tomorrow, I want to be this person." Is the equivalent to an actor saying, "I'm going to audition for this role.
That's right.
I want to play this part." Here is the more challenging part. You actually have to embody that character.
That's the ones that get the Academy Award and
Yes.
get the Oscars and
You
all
you
that.
before you even get there, you have to learn the
That's
lines.
right.
You have to do what it takes so
That's
that you
right.
can embody that character.
It
That's
takes
like
this
sometimes we hear a character who or an actor who says, "I had to lose 20 pounds and
or games.
or gain 20 pounds so that I could not only say that I wanted this role, but I actually am going to do the things that are necessary so that I can actually embody the characteristics of that character."
And even look like the weight of that character to
Right.
be.
The way, the talk, the everything. And so using this in your daily life, you get to pick, you get to choose and say, "This is who I want to be." However, you are also going to have to make some changes.
And them, those guys, they actually say, okay, I gotta lose weight.
Yeah.
I mean, Queen Latifah say
Mhm.
she didn't get no roles that says she gotta lose her weight. She says no, she's
Oh,
not
she
doing
doesn't.
it.
She doesn't audition for that.
That's right.
She
She's
doesn't.
not.
She doesn't want to do what it takes
That's right.
to embody
To get the money. She
that.
said.
Right. And so that's a choice that she's making.
That is a choice.
And so, for all of you who are listening, understand that we're using well-known actresses and we're using roles in movies as an example. But understand, when Mr. Henderson says Queen Latifah sometimes says, I'm not auditioning for a character or a role that is going to require me to lose weight because I ain't about to do that.
Right.
So when you are picking and choosing which character you're going to play in the movie of your life, like your life is literally a movie,
Right.
you get to say what you are going to do and what you aren't going to do.
Right.
But you must do that.
Listen. Think about look at this example that this Creed boxer.
Oh yeah.
How those guys really bulked up. They
Mhm.
really had to get a personal trainer.
Mhm.
They really had to eat the right food
Mhm.
for 6 months and a year to
Yeah.
bulk up and get their bodies looking like the character supposed to be in the boxing.
Yeah.
They really had to do that. They couldn't just say, "Okay, I want y'all to think I look like that." They
Mhm.
had to actually have you
Do the
believe
work.
and do the work.
I don't know why somebody texted
So
me
that
on my
tells
shoulder.
you
It's gonna
right
make me
then.
sad.
That tells you right then that you could be and you can get any character you want to,
Mhm.
but you know the steps that you have to do in order to do it. That's if you really want to. Like when people say
Mhm.
she's a mid-sized woman, she says she's not going to play any character to get the money if
Mhm.
it causes her to lose weight and be skinny because she don't want to do that. She says she got enough money to get that. Now she's probably poor. She probably would do that,
Mhm.
but right now she's established herself,
Mhm.
so she can pick, choose, and
She can make
choose
choices.
and make choices because
Mhm.
she has economic status, so she can
Mhm.
make choices.
Mhm.
But other characters, they can't. I mean, you have this one
Mhm.
guy that's skinny and he had to blow up and be a fat person in order to play this role.
Mhm.
So the topic of the show today that we're talking about,
And it's incomplete, y'all. We didn't finish it, but something's going on with our wireless keyboard. So we know that it says life is show business instead of business. But instead of, trying to figure out what's going on with it, we decided to press start. So, but the title of the show is Life is Show Business. Your life specifically is show business.
it really is.
Yeah.
You say this is what you want to be. You can actually go into character and be in that. If you say you want to be a police officer, when you be a police officer, you can say I'm going to be this kind of a good one, a bad one, a crook one, a sly one, a real officer friendly. You actually play those roles, and then you take that attitude, and every day you keep up with it. Or you can say, no, I'm gonna have morals and values. I'm gonna be straight. Me, Henderson, Robert Henderson. I chose a character, someone that I would want to work with my money. I chose not act like the way I would want someone to act if they're working with my money. So you won't see me on the dance floor, on the clubs. You won't see me, on social media drinking and all that. You won't see that because I wouldn't want nobody that was working with my money on social media drinking or showing pictures and all that. I just wouldn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd want somebody that's concentrated. He's at the office. He's learning. He's taking courses and all that. That's who I want to handle my personal money. So therefore, that's how I act. I act the way I would want somebody to act, knowing, constantly shopping, getting information, bringing it back to me, and saying, what if we do this? What if we do that? And let's grow. That's the character that I play.
That you choose, and you choose to play that character every single day.
That's right.
And so in order for you to play that character, the work that comes along with that Just as if you were an actor or an actress, you how you would study your lines. Your work is you have to read books, you have to attend workshops and seminars, you have to attend conferences, you have to take care of your mind, body, and soul.
Can't do any
There's no
drugs.
need. I was just gonna say there's no need for you talking about they legalize marijuana, allow them to do it too, because it's legal,
That's
right?
right.
There's certain things that you just cannot do because you understand
My role.
the character that you have chosen,
That's right.
the role that you've chosen. It's just like when I changed my phone number. So just in case you didn't realize, I know you probably didn't realize, but we are actually 60 days away from Goddess Day.
Oh, and can you remind me and the audience what is Goddess Day?
The audience knows what Goddess Day is.
No, I don't think the audience.
I
No,
think
they
they do.
don't know what Goddess
Anybody
Day
in the
is.
audience, if you know what Goddess Day is, just drop a comment for us, please.
I don't. Philip Jackson. Phyllis Jackson, Hepburn. How you doing, Miss Hepburn?
They know. They may catch the replay. What's
Ah.
60 days? Today is June 7th.
Okay,
What's
so
60 days from
August
now?
7th.
August 7th.
Your
Right, it's
birthday.
Goddess
The
Day.
date you came up on the planet in
Right.
the physical form.
Right.
This form.
Look, Tara, her birthday. Exactly. So we're 60 days away from that. So my theme is intentionally expanding and evolving.
Okay, I like that.
And so because of that, because I set a theme for every year, right? So I set a theme and I was like, expanding and evolving, there are some things that you're going to have to leave behind. And so after 14 years, I changed my cell phone number.
Oh, that's why you changed your cell phone number?
That's why I changed my
Grandma
cell phone.
asking me, is Heisey trying to hide from somebody? Who's she running from? You change your.
It's so
telephone-
interesting. Out of the handful of people that I text, probably like 20 people that I text and gave my new number to, some of them said, "Is somebody stalking you?" And I said, "Why would
It's
somebody
natural.
be stalking me?"
No, but when you change.
But why
your
would
number,
that be the first response? Not to everybody else. Not everybody said that.
Because most, like I've had my same number for 30 years.
Right, I know. So the reason I changed it is because I knew that in order to go into the next character that I am going into,
Oh, okay.
absolutely.
You had to have a different
I-
identity. a
Don't
different
don't
number.
even everything everywhere all at once. You can't even access denied access. And so really what happened is there was a lot of anxiety that came up for me with changing my number because I was thinking about, oh, what about the people that can't contact me? What about the da da da? But I'm sharing this with the audience because you have to make tough decisions and realize that when you get on the other side, it's going to be okay. One of the beautiful things that you will appreciate about me changing my number is I don't have to put my phone on do not disturb anymore, and I don't have to put my phone on silent anymore.
Oh, that is a good one because I can't stand her phone on silent. Oh my God, that's so
You have
good.
you no longer have to call my daughter to find out where I am because my phone is around the corner
Oh,
downstairs
no, that's a good thing.
because I can hear it. And after that happens and I got past that, I said, "Oh my gosh, how light is this?" It made me reflect on how I started keeping my phone on silent or do not disturb because of everybody else.
Hmm.
And so now it's like this. I like this new life that I chose. I like this new character that I chose where I can keep my phone on ring. I know where it's at. Anyway, the point is you're going to have to make some decisions that your old self, your old character has held on to for such a long period of time. But if you want to step into new character, you're going to have to make those tough decisions and understand that it's going to be okay.
Okay, so if you're all just
Mm-hmm.
tuning in because you came on late. Matter of fact, we got to leave here at 1, like 20 more minutes. But you're just coming in. The title of the show today, we're talking about the showbiz. We're also talking about how you, each and every one of us, whether we like it or not, you don't have to go to Hollywood or New York. Each and every one of us, automatically, we're in showbiz. Our life is showbiz. And you choose your character, who you want to be, how you want to act. You choose your attitude because you're not your attitude. You're really not. You choose your attitude, but you can change that. You don't have to be stuck in one role. You don't have to just be mean.
Look at that. Ringing on the show.
You know what? This is one of these scams. And they
Change your number.
no,
Change your number. I don't get them scam calls.
they're gonna find you. This is those automatic ring. And they change numbers. They change. Oh my
I'm not
God.
putting my cell phone number. I'm putting the office number for everything.
You know, they stopped calling just randomly for a while. And I thought it went away, but I guess they found a way around it. And they got automatic dials and they calling. Anyway,
I don't have that problem
let
no
me
more.
get back. I don't want to digress. Okay. Okay. So we're talking about today showbiz, and we talk about this. I really want you to look inside at yourself. Each and every one of us, life is like a movie, and you choose your character. Everybody's in showbiz, whether you're not a drunk that's sitting homeless under a tree somewhere on the sidewalk, that person has a choice. They chose that way of life. That's in character. That's what they want to. There are plenty of homeless people who are sleeping on the ground, change their lives. Plenty of them when they decide to go out of that character and do something else. There's a lot of people who was on Wall Street who was executives and they wanted to change their life. They wanted to go into gardening and they gave up, 6, 7 figures because they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to change the character of their life. They wanted to go on the farm. See, you have a choice. So when you are in a situation you're feeling unhappy, that's because you don't know your power. We're all in showbiz. Just like example we were talking about earlier, Denzel Washington, how he goes in the character, whether it's Training Day or or it's any other one of his movies. He'll go into Fences, but you go into character. You lose weight, you take on a personality, you have a certain attitude, and you can play those as long as you want to, especially if they're yielding you benefits and you like them.
So let's get to the meat and potatoes a little bit. Let's talk about what it takes to make that decision. Because I believe you're absolutely correct. A lot of people don't know that they have the choice to make that change.
Well, when you say what it takes, let's think about the guy that's in Creed, the boxing, playing the
Mm-hmm.
boxing movie, right? This guy was skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this guy had to get up in the morning. He
Mm-hmm.
had to run.
Mm-hmm.
He had to actually go through the real motions in order to make that reality a reality.
So it takes for our audience listening, it takes for you to change your routine,
Yes,
change your daily habits,
yes,
to check your discipline muscles.
yes. Nothing happens
Yeah.
until nothing changes until you change it.
Because if not, you'll be sitting around saying, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be this,
I'm
I'm
Batman.
gonna, I'm gonna right,
I'm
right,
Batman.
right. I'm gonna be Batman when I grow up.
Right.
And you aren't doing anything. And we know that it can be challenging. Do you think it's a challenge?
I love a challenge. I think it is. I think
Yeah.
anytime someone in Hollywood gets
Mhm.
ready, reads the script and say, I like this script, I'm going to be the Joker
Mhm.
or I'm going to be this mean guy. Listen, when you see those films and you see the guy as being a villain, he's playing that villain role. He knows all the crazy, just nasty, immoral things that he has to do. He knows that.
So, what are some of the things that we have to do to overcome our challenges in life?
Well, what you have to do is
Mhm.
understand what we're talking about, first of all. Take a look at your life
Mhm.
and have a goal. What role do you want to play? What script? Which do you want to take up? You want to act like a teacher? Now you know teachers don't make a lot of money, so you already know that. But I'm not saying you can still love that. Now you can be a teacher and try to go to the and be administrator and be a principal, whatever. You can make more if that's what you want.
Or you can be a tutor, or you can open your own school.
But you got to know
You
what it's going to
can
take.
right. So you can be in education and then choose what you want to do with that education degree. So my son's tutor, she is always sharpening her tool belt. Always, always. And so in addition to teaching, she has a tutoring center
Okay.
and she get them results. Shout out to Shonda. I don't
Oh,
know.
she
She
does?
doesn't, oh my, what? When I looked at from the time I had hired her to, it was like a 2 month, a 60-day difference.
Yeah.
And we looked at his scores and his,
Yeah.
what? Night and day.
No kidding?
Night and
She
day.
got a nice formula.
She has a nice, but you know what? It's the first day that I walked in there to meet her, Miss Shonda, and her assistant, Miss Kimberly. I talked to them and things like that. And after I said, y'all remind me of the teachers I grew up with.
Hmm.
The back in the days, not young, the back in the days, the educators that we had, the black women who knew education.
So she's teaching in a certain way.
Oh my goodness
She's not
gracious.
just teaching
What?
just right out of the book.
Big difference. So that is an example of someone who is a teacher or an educator, but she is using her education degree, skills, knowledge,
A certain
tools
way.
in a certain way. So
Right.
she
Right.
making a lot of money.
Okay. So
Mhm.
the whole showbiz. When I say your life is showbiz, there's a couple of things I want to touch on
Mhm.
because we know that you are the producer of your life, the writer of your life, the actor or actress of your life. Uh, we know that. The director of your life. We do know that, and you have to know that. You have to get that into your psyche. But when I think about showbiz, everything there's show, and then there's biz.
Mhm.
Now, the show part is what you can see with your naked eyes. I want y'all to take this in. The show part is everything that you see because it's shown. You see it. That's the show part. What most people don't see is the business part. The business part is the most important part because if you take care of the business part, the show part is going to thrive. And let me go somewhere. I'm going to try to pick up what I'm putting down. Icy's favorite phrase there. When you look at an automobile, the first thing you look at an automobile, you can't see the engine. You only can see the show part, what is shown, what's outside. And you have to say, I like it, I don't, I like the color, I like the structure, I like the design, or I don't. But that's the show part. That's not the most important part of life. What's more important is the business part, the inside, what's under the hood, how does it perform? Is it electric? Is it gas? How many cylinders, a 4-cylinder or 8-cylinder? That's really the important part. Okay, so I got that. I'm gonna take that to a human being. If you're looking at my beautiful daughter, Heisey, that's the show part. Her lipstick, so and so. She,
Say more, say
that,
more. You just took a crack yourself up. Yes, I
that's the
have on
show
lip liner
part.
with my lipstick, sir.
That is the show part.
Hmm.
But then you can't just look at the show part, but that's the outer part. A lot of men get tricked with just the show part. Oh my God. Men
I
just,
want you to talk about the business
okay,
part.
okay.
Don't we still talk.
Okay, we're not talking about but just in general.
Your barber is calling you. I figured that's important.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God. Right.
I'll let you get a
Chad?
pass. A
Yes.
man and his barber, you don't want to get away with that.
Oh, that is perfect.
One
Thank you.
thirty. Oh, great. So
Thank
now
you.
we can go to 115.
Okay, so if you look at Heisey, okay, so Heisey works on her outer. That's the show part. That's what you see. So one sees, a beautiful black woman, beautiful skin. But then they want to say, what about the business part? Because you can, a lot of women getting surgery, they're getting all kind of stuff. They're getting, they're just taking on the show part, the outer.
Mhm.
But the business part that you can't see is when they open their mouth, how they think. Now, Heisey has it when she works on her business part even more than she works on her show part. She works on her business part even more than the show part. There are a lot of people that want to go into business, and the first thing they want to do is pick out a storefront, decorate it, have the decor and all that, and they want to have a restaurant, and the food tastes bad. But they spent all this money in decor, but the food tastes bad, and nobody's coming back.
Mhm.
You understand? The most important part is always business. Now, let me go further to give you another example. It reminds me of Matthew in the Bible, how they kept spinning parables. Here's another one
Mhm.
for you if you didn't catch that. You look at the human body. A person can be working out, buff and everything, but you don't know the person might have some sort of internal illness going on. You can't even see it because the person looks good and look healthy, but that's not the truth because something can be happening inside that you cannot see the naked eye. When you do business analysis, you always got to look at the numbers. That's what does the numbers say, not what it appears to be. How did they go out of business? It's like a wonderful store because they wasn't making the numbers. They were losing money. Okay? That's the business part. You yourself, you ride around here, you want to be flashy, Gucci, so and so, but you credit cards is just up the yang yang. You swallowing up, you up to here in debt. You look good. Your friends don't know that you're about to lose the house because you look good. You just threw a party last night. But the creditors are all at you. That's the business part. So there's two parts of your life: the show and the business. You gotta take care of the business. When you take care of the business, the show will take care of itself. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
That was a lot of parables. That was a lot of examples. I
You
gave.
gave wonderful examples. And I love that you gave the example so clearly so that the people can have that visual. And I also want to say that you can do both. Don't lean only on the show, which is what most people do, most of society do,
Yeah.
right? They just focus only on the show, solely on the show, and then the inside there is no inner. They aren't able to sustain the show for a very long period of time because they haven't handled the business. So it's not an either or thing. And if there was, I would say focus on the business first and then work on the show.
And when you said that, you know who I thought about? The guy, the CPA,
Mm-hmm.
who was so smart.
Mm-hmm.
He worked on his business part, and
Mm-hmm.
he did not work on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until he couldn't walk.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
You remember him?
Uh-huh.
This guy was
Mm-hmm.
sharp.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was a
Mm-hmm.
tax strategist. I mean, this guy was
Mm-hmm.
sharp, but
Mm-hmm.
he was constantly he. When I'm here
Mm-hmm.
Saturdays, he would be in his office on Saturdays,
Mm-hmm.
and we liked each other. He liked me because he said, "Robert, you about your business." And he
Mm-hmm.
was an Anglo guy, and he died. He died. He got to a point where he would order pizzas. He wouldn't even do anything. He just wanted to stay in his office and crunch the numbers. And he was sharp. I mean, when I say sharp, so he worked just strictly on the business part. He didn't work on the show at all. And his health started to deteriorate. And then he died.
And so you would literally be sitting across from him at his desk, and he'd be talking to you, and he would nod off
Yes.
because that's too much focus on the
Business
business
side, right.
and no focus on the show side. And I would also say taking care of yourself is also the business side
No, it
too.
is. No, it is. But yeah, it is.
It's
He didn't take care of his dinner. But
yeah,
he kept eating all those pizzas and burgers and all that. He just
because
got
he
bigger
had
and
to just
bigger.
focus on the business, right?
He didn't want to do no
Right.
exercise. He didn't
Yeah.
want to walk.
Imbalance. There was an imbalance.
Totally
There was an
imbalanced.
imbalance. So think about that because you can have both. I'm a believer you have both, right? You
No,
have
yeah,
both. I
yeah,
ain't picking one.
yeah.
I want both. I want them both. I want
Yeah,
the
and
show
it's
and the
good. It's
business.
healthy to have both, have the
Mhm.
show and have the business. If you think about
Mhm.
Apple, Apple, Apple computer, Apple company, they have the show part. People have apples, they have this and the
Mhm.
Apple, what. But then the business part. I mean, right now, I think I just read they have $100 billion in cash, $100 billion
Mm.
in cash profits they make. You know what I mean? That business part is really, really, really good. In Wall Street, they really focus on the business part, not the show part, but really the business part.
Yeah. So when
So
you're thinking about yourself, I want you to make an assessment and think about your outer and your inner. And so we'll call the outer the show and we'll call the inner the business. And so I want you to make a list, like draw a line down the list and show, biz, and outer and inner, and list all of the outer qualities and outer things as you see it. For yourself, I'm well dressed, or I'm this, or I keep my hair done, nails did, whatever the case may be. Write all that down. I have the biggest house on the block, whatever it is. And then I want you to write down this stuff on the inner that you believe matters. And I want you to review each list and find out where you can improve.
when you said the biggest house on the block and stuff, I thought about when you have a big house, and when you have a big house, let me tell you something. Ooh, man. When you have to have 3 or 4 air conditions and you have the pool, I mean, I'm saying the business part, there's people that have the look and you go in the house and nothing works. Or people that
Because you got to
have,
pay to get a service.
you got to pay
Pay
this.
to upkeep it. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Oh, yeah.
that upkeep, you got to get that lawn done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, weeds and all that, man, it's a lot of upkeep. You know what I mean? It really is. Nothing is easy. I mean, if you want to play the role, you got to play the role, but you got to play the role on both sides, the show and the biz, in order to keep this thing going. You got to have a plan. That's why you can choose which role do you want to play. Well, people tell me, Rob, why you don't go out and get a Bentley or Rolls Royce? I don't care enough. That's a show. I care more about the business.
Mm-hmm.
And if I just need to get from one place to one place, and give me an Uber, any car, as long as I get there. But I don't have to get the show, because let me tell you something: the tune-up and the maintenance on a Bentley and a Rolls Royce ain't nothing to play with. And they like, Rob, why you don't go get a boat?
We can be a member of a boat club. You don't have to own the boat anymore.
I like that.
Okay.
But I ain't owning no boat or no
Okay.
plane, because
We
I
can
ain't
be-
taking care
we
of the
can-
business part of
okay.
that. When this need change, or whatever.
Right.
That's enough. You know what it is to have a 180-gallon, 200-gallon fish tank aquarium in your house. You know it looks pretty good,
Trust me, I know.
but that
I remember when I had listening to you, I got that custom built in that townhouse.
beautiful too.
Oh my gosh, and a headache, the fish dying and the fish $100+. I'm like, why did I
Fish
listen
cost a
to
lot of
him?
money.
Why did I
Yeah,
the fish man? Oh my
Oh,
God.
man, they come.
That's
they
how I
tell
feel
you,
about the pool now. I'm like, you know what? I should now. I said I at least need to get in the pool
pool
once a
look
week.
good. A lot of maintenance.
I ain't got in the pool all year.
No. Oh, you
I haven't
just-
been in that pool probably in at least 11 months.
Oh man, just saying it right now, you go jump in that pool.
That's what I said. Kyla's having a party in 2 weeks, so she always has a party,
You
and
jump
I'm
in
like,
that
that's
pool.
the only time we use the pool.
Oh no.
And I
You got
like
maintenance.
this
You got to serve
every
it.
week. He
See,
pool guy
That's telling you.
every week. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this no more.
So in life,
Don't do this
you got to
again.
be careful what you ask for,
Mhm.
man. You know, you want the big
Mhm.
body Benz, but you got to understand the tune-up ain't like a Toyota. You know,
Mhm.
it's going to cost more, and they suck it to you. You know, so
Mhm. And it's again, let me say it's okay because
if
y'all know I
if
like the good life. So I want to say that we're not advocating that you should not like nice things. We are saying be prepared for the role.
that's right, it's all everything is trade-off.
Be prepared, just like we talked about in the beginning when we gave the example of actors and actresses auditioning for characters. They know that they have to embody that role. Be prepared. If you want your Bentley or you want your pool or whatever the
Be
case may be,
prepared.
just be prepared
That's
for it.
right.
And then as you're preparing for it, then you can put some money to it, put a dollar amount to it, and say, do I really want this? Is this something that I'm willing to sustain? But the problem is most people don't plan, most people don't prepare, and so when it happens they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like, so you can like what you like, but plan and be prepared, and make sure that your business part is taken care of before you start focusing on the show part.
that's right.
So when we talk about, you know luxury cars or pools or things like that, understand that also our accounts aren't overdrawn. So understand that our assets, the side of our balance sheet, looks pretty nice. So you have to always think about these things. Most people only want the show and not realizing the business that
They put
comes behind it.
a lot of emphasis on
Yeah,
show.
yeah. And it's I understand that largely that's how we're conditioned. I mean, television itself is all about show.
All about show.
All about show. If I go even deeper, politics is all about show.
All about
They
show.
get people to vote based on the show part, and
That's
people
right.
know nothing about the business
Nothing behind closed
behind the
doors.
candidates,
That's right.
behind the parties,
You
only
don't
the show.
when they just reach a compromise about this deficit,
Oh my God.
they went behind closed doors. You don't know. That's the business part. The show part is like, oh, okay, they got it passed. You don't know what they gave up or what they did and what kind of bamboozle and what kind of profit stuff they made for themselves.
Yeah,
Telling you.
it's the same thing when Buddy Biden was giving out all that money during the pandemic,
Yeah.
and everybody was so happy and excited. I remember doing the post and it didn't take off very well. I'm like, who y'all think gonna pay this money back?
Yes.
Like, that's the show side. Like, oh, you get a check, you get a check, but the business side of it is taxes,
Yes.
right? And so people don't think about that. So everything. So we understand that it could be challenging for you to shift from solely focusing or primarily
Show.
focusing on the show part and shifting to the business part, because that's the way of the world. The world conditions you every step of the way, from your favorite food
That's
that you think
scripture.
is your favorite food. It ain't. Why is it your favorite food?
Now you're preaching.
Right?
Now you're preaching. That's scripture. What you're talking about
Oh, it
now.
is. What part of
Yeah.
the Bible that is? Tell the people.
The world is all show. It's
It
shiny. You
is.
know. It says, hey, you know, and it's not the truth. It's the illusion. All the stuff
Yeah.
fades and passes away, and then
Yeah.
you sell your soul for something that you have gravel in your teeth. It's nothing. It doesn't last.
Yeah.
It never lasts. You always want more and more and more. They got a new car. They got new this. They got a new shirt. They got a new car, and you're just on the treadmill. You keep spinning. Next thing you know, you wind up with nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So the beautiful part of this conversation is the awareness. Y'all know I love awareness. Awareness says now that you are aware, you can take a new action.
Yes.
So we're not coming down on you that now is not the time to go cry in the corner or cry in the car. It's like, okay, now that I am aware that maybe I have been focusing so much on the show part, I need to change and focus on the business part. And one of my favorite things to remind myself is I get to choose who I want to be.
Yes.
I get to choose. I get to decide who I'm going to be, what I'm going to accept, what I'm not going to accept. I get to decide. You want 100 grand? Okay, baby, this is what you got to do. You want this? You want to go here? You want to do that? You want to? This is what you have to do. But as Mr. Henderson loves to say, there are always trade-offs.
Always trade off.
You're always going to have to give something up. I cannot excel, exceed, expand, elevate, and still be in a group chat all day long.
I think when you say change, you go in different character, or you can, just like they do in Hollywood, they play different roles, and we all can do that, and we all, whether we know it or not, we have accepted a role, and a lot of us stuck with that role. So I think the biggest challenge for people, and most of us, is changing character and getting into another character that benefits us, because so many people feel that they're limited to this is how I am.
Change, man. I don't listen. That's what
Like a
listen.
person say, I don't know how to swim, so that's it. I can't swim. If
Listen.
you had a role to play that you had to learn how to swim, and you can make Academy Award, and you was an actor or actress,
Guess what you're gonna do?
you to swim, they would get you a swim teacher, and you will learn how to swim. That's if you because you have choice. But if you say no, 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 I don't, I don't. This is me. And see, your personality is not you. It's really not. It's not you.
Now we getting deep. I like
Your
it.
attitude really is not you.
It's what you're choosing. Look, what you're choosing
Right.
to take off the rack, the clothing rack. You're choosing to wear this today. You're choosing to have these thoughts today. You're choosing to have this personality. You're choosing to wear these thoughts. You're choosing to do you. I picture a rack like when you're in the mall and they have the rack. You're actually picking that off the rack and saying, "This is what I am choosing."
Yeah, because
Every step of the
because
way.
learning is getting away with old thoughts and thinking in a certain way and learning something new. You're shedding what you thought you
Yeah.
knew. When if we could point out to you all the things that you thought that was true, and we can show you how they are not true, when would you want to know?
Mm-hmm.
And think about this: in order for you to grow and learn, it has to be something you didn't know. Because if you knew it,
Right.
you
There's no
there's
growth.
no growth.
There's no learning. You're not learning what you already know.
That's
Right.
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 So you learn what you don't know. That tells
Mhm.
you right there that there's movement. What you thought that you knew, you thought 1 plus 1 was 9,
Mhm.
and you got it wrong because the teacher says 1 plus 1 is not 9. And then when you find out that 1 plus 1 is 2, that's something different. You just made a change in your thought and your thinking. So when you say this is the way I am, my attitude is like this. I don't like these kind of people, or I don't like this. You choosing that. That's not really you. That's a choice. And what I'm saying is very, very powerful. And I do know that when you've been programmed to think that this is you, and your attitude is you, and your personality is you, and it cannot change. You know who really
Hmm.
is mastering you? This little part that all of us have, and his or her name is ego. That's the boss. If you let it, ego. You got to learn that you ain't your ego. You control ego, and in order to get past ego, you have to get to forgiveness. That's the only thing that can slay ego is forgiveness. Now that right there, boy, that's a that's a tall mountain to climb. If you can get that, boy, you can see a whole lot. If you can get past that.
That goes back to I don't know, was it last week or the week before when we said the only thing you can change is yourself. The only person you can change is yourself.
Yes.
So tying into the ego and the forgiveness part, the first step to forgiveness is you forgiving yourself, addressing yourself, processing through with yourself. A lot of times people feel like they can't forgive unless the other party is on the forgiveness train with them, unless they sit down and have a kumbaya moment, and that keeps you stuck. And so once you free yourself and you get to the space of understanding the only person that needs to come to that forgiveness meeting is you, and you go through whatever that process is for yourself, then you'll start to be lighter. And going back to you saying people just saying this is how I am, and this is me, it's the equivalent of me saying this is my shirt, this, and me just wearing it every single day. If I showed up every single day wearing this shirt,
You could do that.
and I could,
Yes.
and no, this is my shirt, this is what I wear, this
Right.
is what I wear, and you're like, but you got a closet full of it. Like, no, this is just what I wear. That's how it looks when you say this is just how I am, this is what
Exactly.
I do.
Yeah.
Like, you just keep, why you keep, but you can't, no, this is it,
That's
this
it.
this is it, right?
I look good in this.
But it's other stuff you can look good in too, you can change. So we're sharing these examples because we really want you to understand the key. Most people want to talk about money, but money is a result. I tell people all the time, child, we can pull that out the sky anytime. Money is a result. The key to you understanding how to achieve all of your goals, desires, hopes, wishes, dreams is really understanding that you have the power. And that's really what today's show is about. When we say life is show business, because when we think of show business, when we say the term show business, most of us like perk up like, oh, da 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 da, show business, like, oh, this is something exciting and fun. Your life should be exciting and fun. It absolutely should be exciting and fun. And your life is show business, which means you get to choose the excitement, the fun, the character you play, the clothes you wear, the money you make. You get to choose all of that. You get to choose if you want to be rich, poor, overweight, underweight. You get to choose all of that. But a lot of us don't know that because we are stuck. This is what they mean when they say you're stuck in the matrix. You're stuck with the conditioning of society, conditioning things that you have been conditioned and trained to believe that matter do not
You
matter.
know, when you just said that this mental part is everything because money is like byproduct, this aftermath. You know, when you said that, immediately, you know, I got a visual. I got a visual. I'm a visual thinker.
Hmm.
You know, when you said that, I thought about. I mean, she's absolutely right because you could go to Costco and you can buy 48 bottles of water
Hmm.
for $3. They give you 48, and it
Hmm.
costs you $3.
Hmm.
You can actually take that and go out on the corner or the ballpark or intersection or wherever where people are gathered at a festival, and you can actually sell each bottle for $1. Since you got 48 of them, it'll bring you back $48. You only paid $3 for them. Is that a profit margin?
Yeah. But so, and going back, it's a great profit margin, right? But here's the thing, the mind, what we talked about, right?
Right.
First, you got to get past telling yourself, I can't go out there and sell no water. What they going to think of me if they see me selling water? What about this? Do you need these $45 or not?
But
And if you sell them for $2,
right. Oh my
right?
God.
So it's the mind part. That's why I say the money part. That child, please, what we talking about?
When me and mom went to see a play, right,
Mm-hmm.
a couple weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and doing intermission,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, okay, I want to get some water.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I'm gonna get 2 bottles of water.
Mm-hmm.
So when I said, I'm gonna get some water, I'm gonna get me a Snickers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I got up there and I started paying. Nat, I said, God, I go to the restroom. You get in line and you pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I came back from the restroom, she was in line. She was getting approached the cashier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the man said, the bottle, one bottle cost $3.
You was about to not have no water.
I was. she
Good
said,
thing you came out the
I came
bathroom
out the
in
bathroom
time.
and she said, what did you say to me? And you saying one of these bottles costs you get from Costco 48 of them for $3. You said one cost $3?
You came out just
And
in
she
time.
said, and she had two. I
Mhm.
get two. She said, I said, get my water. She put her water back. She said, I'll drink some of your water. You know that, right?
Right, I know.
But think of that. So
Yeah.
my whole point is, like Heisey was saying,
See your
once
mind,
you
man.
get the mind right, you can make money, man.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, you get the mind right, you can make more money. You won't be going for these scams and stuff. You can think clear, but you got to get your mind right. That's why on Wednesday we talk like this. So it really into the mental aspect because they think we all crazy. I'm
Right.
telling you, they just Jedi mind, rich getting richer and the poor getting poor,
Yeah.
and they just Jedi minding you. They just got, and they don't teach you this. What we're talking about, how to think, how to use your mind. They don't teach us this from grade school, even in college. In college, they teach you how to get a job and work for somebody. They don't teach you how to be creative. Think about it. I'm going out of time.
And so if water isn't your thing, right? Because I do need you to. I have 2 o'clock.
No,
So I need you to. If water isn't your thing, we're using water as.
you know, you can just call Uber, take a ride home.
I'm gonna put your mom in the Uber.
Yeah, she love that.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. We'll put your mom in the Uber. My grandmother is downstairs. That's a good idea.
She love that.
That's a good thing we can call Uber and send her home. Okay, is what I was gonna say. I don't put me in the Uber when I'm 84.
All you got to do is check the right there.
I have a 2 o'clock. But what I was gonna say is, um, goodness gracious, if water isn't your thing, right? So going back, using the example of water, you may have something that you want to do. Maybe you want to change careers, but maybe you've been doing this for the past 20 years and they know you as this person. Maybe you have a business idea that you know you want to start. Maybe there's something that you want to do, but you couldn't get past your mind that's telling you that you have to still be the same person that you've been for the past 20 years.
Right.
So this ties back into us saying that you get to choose a new character. Maybe you don't need to go buy a case of water for $3 and sell it, but there is something else that you need to do. You know, you've been called to do, you know, that you desire to do, you know, that you are good at, but you just have not chosen to get up and choose a new character. Let today, 60 days away from Goddess Day, 6/7/2023, let this be the date that you say, you know what, I am choosing a new character. That may be choosing a new career, choosing new friends, choosing a new telephone number, choosing a new school, choosing a new neighborhood, choose. You get to choose. Picture that clothing rack that you say, you know what, today I'm going to pick a new character to play.
To make some changes, because nothing changed
unless you change.
Unless you change.
Yes.
Nothing.
I gotta go. Let me go call Uber for your mama.
You know you can go get tech time. You know,
I
anyway.
gotta be back. I
All
got a
right. Okay.
call.
Saturday we're not gonna be here because I'm gonna be out of the country at a conference, financial conference.
Wednesday, I won't be here. Are you gonna do it by yourself or are you gonna wait for me?
I'll wait for you.
Good idea. So y'all won't see us again until well, you'll be back next Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. So this Saturday there will not be any Understanding Money show. He will be at a financial conference. He'll be at a financial conference on Saturday. Wednesday, I'll be at a financial conference as well. And I laugh because anyway, we'll say that off the air.
Okay.
But next Saturday, which will be whatever date. No, she going in that Uber, Tara. Because I thought about it. The Uber take her to the doctor.
All the time.
Yeah, so she used to it. Okay. All right. So
We'll
we
put in the SUV Uber. Plenty of room.
Uber Black.
Yeah. Uber
Okay.
Black.
All right. Y'all have a good day. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like the Henderson Financial Group. Be sure to check out the Henderson Financial Group's new and improved website, www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. And we will see you not Saturday, not Wednesday, but next week, Saturday. Until then, peace.